11 o'clock game number 10, Michigan State traveling to Indiana. Michigan State fired by somehow only 4.5 points on FS1. Michigan State started the season really good. They're a very good football team right now. They're one of the biggest surprises of the year. They had a 38-21 win at Northwestern week 1, and a 42-14 win against Youngstown State, and then a 38-17 win at number 24 Miami. Then they had the 23-20 skate by in overtime over Nebraska. Then they ended up having the dominant 48-31 win against Western Kentucky, and then they dominated Rutgers, won 31-13 at Rutgers. Peyton Thorne, I'd like to read his stats for a second for you. Went 16-27, threw for 339 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That is an amazing day for a quarterback, right? He is really second fiddle on this team. It's 100% true. Peyton Thorne is nowhere near as good of a player as Kenneth Walker III, their running back. The Wake Forest transfer has been phenomenal for Michigan State. Like, absolutely great. He's really good. I really like Kenneth Walker. He had 29 carries last week for 233 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Naylor, 5 catches, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns. Those 3 are one of the deadliest trios in all of college football, in my opinion. I'd put it up there with anyone Alabama has to offer. I'd put it up there with anyone Georgia has to offer. I honestly think Michigan State has one of the best trios in all of college football. Maybe you can make an argument that Olave, Stroud, and Trayvon Henderson is up there, but I can't name another one other than Michigan State that even comes close. It's like you have one of the best running backs in the league in college football right now. You have one of the best receivers in college football right now, and then you have a quarterback who's playing top-tier football. It's honestly, he's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now. You look at Indiana. Indiana's had a bad year. Ranked in the top 25 to start the year, ahead of Penn State, which, again, mistakes have been made. They lost 34-6 at number 18 Iowa week 1. Then they won 56-14 against Idaho at home. Then they lost 38-24 against number 8 Cincinnati. And then they won 33-31 at Western Kentucky. Then they lost 24-0 at number 4 Penn State. I'd like to point out, though, that this is a 2-3 Indiana team, but all three of their losses have been to top 10 teams in Iowa, Cincinnati, and Penn State. Honestly, Penn State was in the top 4 a couple last week. So honestly, Indiana have been phenomenal, but they've been decent. Michael Penix Jr. went 10-22 last week, threw for 118 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick, but we don't know if he's going to be able for this game. If not, Jack Tuttle is going to be their starting quarterback. Stephen Carr had 15 carries for 50 yards, and Peyton Hendershot had 5 catches for 88 yards. Michigan State is 48-17 all-time against Indiana. Last game went to Indiana, and they won 24-0 last year, too. Michigan State, though, has won 10 of the last 12. Michigan State has been a really good football team this year, and I don't think that changes here. Michigan State is still, in my eyes, you got to consider them a college football playoff candidate, or contender at the very least. I think this is a very, 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 very good Michigan State team, and I don't think the spread should only be 4.5 points, especially if Indiana does not have Penix Jr. So I love Michigan State to win and cover here.